The stray dog menace is once again, being highlighted. The case is also in the Supreme Court, but the fact is that every single day there are common citizens, those who are suffering at the hands of the stray dogs, which highlights the fact how we are failing as a country, as a society, as government, as municipality in trying to check this. These three visuals from Indore, from Mobali and from Chitradurga today in fact tell you the entire story. From Mobali, where a young girl was attacked, mauled on camera, to Chitradurga, where a 9-year-old was attacked while playing, and most recently in Indore, where a college student was on her way to give her exams, where she was attacked by these stray dogs. This has triggered panic and anger across the country as disturbing visuals surface and victims grow in number. Civic bodies have faced tough questions: who's accountable for for public safety as far as the stray dogs are concerned on the streets? Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has weighed in on the street dog debate, telling the petitioners who had gone to the court that if they want to feed stray dogs, they should do so inside their own homes. Don't make public spaces to be used for this, for this. The remark comes during a hearing on a plea seeking restrictions on stray dog feeding in the public spaces. The court emphasized balancing compassion with public safety is of utmost importance, once again reigniting the debate over the stray dogs and how people should, the government should in fact treat this problem. There is a question over the stray dog rights and then urban safety. Let's listen in to what the petitioner's advocate had to say.
It was argued on behalf of the petitioner that the petitioner, Reema Shah, is being harassed by RWA and local authorities for feeding stray dogs, which has been happening for last few years. And her complaints to the Noida police and local authorities were not entertained at all. In addition, the prayer was also made on behalf of the petitioner that directions may be issued to the RWA and local authorities for implementation of Rule 20 of Animal Birth Control Rules 2023.
So how big is India's stray dog problem? Let me very quickly give you some data as far as this is concerned. The estimated population is about 1.5 crores. The government says reduction of 10% between 2012 to 2019. The problem is because of inadequate sterilization and vaccination and unchecked breeding of stray dogs. Many people also abandon their pets, which also then result in this problem. Let's very quickly at this moment go across on this to discuss this further to Aura Bhandari. She is a founder of Tales of Tales, and I'm also being joined by Aditya Pratap. He's an advocate. Thank you so much to both of you for speaking to me here on NDTV. Mr. Pratap, let me understand this from you. The question is about balancing it. We have also seen cases of people attacking dog lovers or those who are feeding these strays. How do we get this balance, sir?
See, first and foremost, the law is supreme. The law has to apply. Now, we talk about people feeding the strays. People who feed the strays, the so-called dog lovers, they think that they are doing, they are doing service for the dogs, etc. I straight away say that there are rules framed by the Animal Welfare Board of India, which pertains to designation of feeding spots for strays within a society. However, a lot of these so-called dog lovers, for them, stray dogs are their agents. Stray dogs are their agents to harass the public, because just as countries use proxies to harass other countries, these so-called dog lovers, they use stray dogs to show their power in the society. Now the point is,
Aditya, I understand your concern, but calm down. I mean, it's not that you are talking about terrorists. Don't use this kind of language that they are agents and so forth. Even the Supreme Court has clearly said that there needs to be a balance. Of course, as much as right as we human beings have on the planet, the other animals also do. There are,
So let me
you're
come to the
right,
point.
there are guidelines and those guidelines
Yes.
need to be followed. But the question is also on the civic agencies about the way, in fact, if they are failing in their duty, people also can't start harassing people just because
No,
they are
see.
feeding some strays.
See, any person, any dog lover who feeds strays in a legally non-designated feeding area, he is an accessory to public nuisance and he is putting lives of his fellow citizens and building residents in danger.
Okay.
And the trouble is, and yes, and at this juncture, because moment you feed stray dogs in a non-designated area, you feed them in a children's garden, you feed them by the poolside,
Okay.
you are bringing dangerous animals as a pet in the vicinity of people.
Okay,
And then,
Ms. Bandari,
and
let me
then
bring you in at this moment.
You are endangering
Are
life.
the animal lovers, soft target as far as this anger is concerned? Though you can't discount the fact that when you see these visuals of stray dogs attacking people, innocent children, it is bound to anger people.
Okay, so let me start by correcting Mr. Advocate. While he says that the law is supreme, it's the Constitution which is supreme. And let me remind you that under a fundamental duty, Article 51 AG, it is my fundamental duty to have compassion for the living creatures. First. Secondly, the problem is not of people feeding the dogs. The debate is not about animal lovers versus haters. People who are feeding dogs are rather doing the society a service. A hungry animal is more a danger than a one that is well fed. So while I agree that there should be designated points and the feeding should be done responsibly, the hate shouldn't be directed towards people who are doing the government's job in the first place, who are getting these dogs vaccinated, sterilized at their own expense. The question should rather be directed to the authorities, to the municipalities, as to why the animal birth control and the ABC programs over the years have been such a massive failure. Why is there such a huge population on the roads? And while, Ankit, you started with the statistics of the number of bites that have happened, is there any statistics as to how many animal abuse cases have happened? Do we try and understand the root cause as to why there are animals who are aggressive on the road? Why is there the human-animal conflict? What
I
is the root
absolutely
cause?
agree with what you are saying. I'm not, nowhere I'm saying that, there are, of course, there are questions and that is exactly why I was, in fact, asking Mr. Pratap as well, that it can't be, the anger can't be against the people, those who are feeding them. Yes, systems need to be put in place, but Aditya Pratap, shouldn't the question also be to the municipality instead of, going against the people, those who are feeding them, or, some places also trying to sterilize them and so forth? The question should be on the government and the municipality of what they are doing instead of fighting over people, those who have some compassion to these animals.
See, first and foremost, I will first reply to what my learned friend said. She said fundamental duty. Let me tell you, right to life under Article 21 prevails over fundamental duties, and fundamental duties are not justiciable. Right to life is paramount, and the people's right to life is getting endangered here. Second, municipalities are under a statutory duty to act. We have the Municipal Corporation Acts, which give them power to control the population of stray dogs and even remove them. However, there is paralysis in that regard. Third, police have the power to act, and even under the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, even local magistrates are vested with powers to direct authorities to clear the public nuisance. Now, second part, I have handled several cases for housing societies in Bombay pertaining to stray dogs. And the so-called dog feeders cannot play the innocent victim card here. Because these dog feeders,
Sir, but so-called का मतलब क्या है? वो तो they are feeders. So why are you calling them so-called? They are dog feeders. They are not saying that identifying themselves with some other name. Hold on.
For them, stray dogs are pseudo pets. If you want a stray dog, then you make him a pet. Take him into your own house. You go into the common area, throw food there, and these people say they are doing the government's job. You're not doing government's job.
Why is the anger against those people? Why shouldn't there be a solution where, designated spots should be made? The municipality and all those people that you have named, including the police and the magistrate, they should be brought in. So why target people rather than these officials?
No, first and foremost, you have to understand and appreciate that I have handled with exactly a similar case of a very big Navi Mumbai society, where the 6 or 7 dog feeders, they had become so vitriolic, they had become so litigious that even the municipal authorities and police authorities took a step back, and the Animal Welfare Board of India, unfortunately, literally was siding with the dog feeders. So, as the lawyer for the society residents, they approached the High Court seeking release that we want to treat them where we want.
Okay.
We argued before the High Court.
Okay, let me give the last word to Ms. Bhandari on this. I understand what you are saying. The concerns of the citizens are also very, very valid, Mr. Pratap, and I completely understand that. But it should not generate hate, towards the animal or towards people as well. But Ms. Bhandari, you also understand that.
They have right of private defense.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. He's right. The fact is that people, it can't be at the inconvenience of other people as well. The duty also of those who have compassion towards animals is to try and, in fact, to speak to the municipality, send some dogs for an animal shelters and so forth. It just can't be that my right to feed and I don't give two hoots about anybody else.
Yes, sir. So first of all, yes, he's absolutely correct that Article 21 is foremost important. At the same time, the solution is not to monger hate. The solution is not violence. India is not built on those ethos. We will constantly fight within each other's, dividing us between animal haters and animal lovers, whether we should be collaborating and coming up with a solution. And secondly, I would like to agree with what Supreme Court said, but with a slight twist, that, we would very happily take the dogs to our homes to feed when there are stricter laws against illegal breeding, so that promotion of indie breeds is there. Right. So yes, there has to be a common solution, and directing this hate towards community feeders is going to bring no solution.
I agree with that. And I think the first step to any kind of solution, there are examples like in Netherlands and other countries have examples. The first, in fact, step to the solution is conversation, rather than litigation or labeling each other with certain tags as far as this problem is concerned. I'm sorry, I'm completely out of time on this. I will have to leave it there. Thank you so much to both of you for taking the time out, and we will continue this debate and this discussion on NDTV, because this is a public interest story, and whenever it's in interest of the public, we always want to bring your voice out, because that matters to us. I leave you with India's voice as India speaks on NDTV on this story.
I think it's a bit unfair both to the volunteer as well as the the animals, that they have to go somewhere for food. That will create a different kind of a problem. Imagine 50 dogs converging on one residence to be fed. Well-fed strays are better than hungry strays.
We should effectively implement this control, birth control, for all the streeties or street dogs or that community people.
We can't entirely blame it on the animal. It's also our responsibility to make sure that the dog is vaccinated and he's trained. There is no other way but to coexist.
Problem is failure of authorities, that they are not doing their job well. If they make separate feeding areas for dogs, sterilize them on time and vaccinate them, so I don't think it's a big problem, and we have to worry about the aggression from dogs.
हमारे यहाँ पे सामने स्ट्रीट डॉग्स को खाना खिलाने के लिए स्पॉट बनाया गया है, लेकिन लोग क्या करते हैं कि पुण्य कमाने के चक्कर में घर के सामने ही या जहाँ पे भी कॉमन एरिया है वहीं पे खाना खिलाते हैं लोग, उस रूल को फॉलो नहीं करते हैं।
जो लोग कुत्तों को पसंद करते हैं, डॉग लवर्स हैं, वो सभी लोग खाना छुप के कुत्तों को खिलाते हैं सोसाइटी में। कई बार ये खतरे के जैसा हो जाता है, और बच्चे हैं वो पार्किंग में घूम रहे हैं कभी, या प्लेग्राउंड में हैं, तो वहाँ कुत्तों का अटैक उन पर हुआ है। सोसाइटी में ऐसी बहुत सी घटनाएं भी हो चुकी हैं।
बेसमेंट में मैं बगैर स्ट्रिक के नहीं जा सकता। अगर किसी की गाड़ी है, बेसमेंट में पार्किंग है, तो बगैर डंडे के हम लोग नहीं जाते हैं, इतना डर है।
कम्युनिटी डॉग्स की जिम्मेदारी होती है मेंटेनेंस, AOA, RWA इनकी होती है, फीडिंग की, स्टेरिलाइजेशन की, जो जिम्मेदारी हम निभा रहे हैं। ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं भी इसको फेवर में नहीं हूँ कि जहाँ मर्जी आप फीड करा दो। एक एरिया होना चाहिए, फीडिंग पॉइंट होने चाहिए। ये कम्युनिटी डॉग है, सबके लिए जैसे हम रह रहे हैं, सबका हक है इनका रहने का भी।